Good morning, afternoon, whatever it is. I don't know. I have not done anything today other than stay home. It's snowing outside here in Colorado, and so I've tried to stay close to home. And I wanted to get on here real quick. I have a 12:30 phone call, but this is Reverend Sam with co-pastor at Amazing Love Sanctuary in Arvada, Colorado, and also with Living in Love and Grace for the 11th of December. And I am at my home sitting here at the kitchen table. But I wanted to get on here and share with anybody who joins me this morning and or this afternoon, and hopefully leave you with some encouragement and some strength during this time as we wait for Christmas, and we're going through Advent. I was listening to the TV this morning, and one of the news, some commercial came on, and the guy was saying, during these uncertain times, I keep hearing that, these uncertain times, during these uncertain times. It's one of those sayings that you're like, I'm really tired of hearing that we're in uncertain times. Have we ever not been in uncertain times in our lives? Every one of us face uncertain times throughout our lives, throughout our moments, through the difficult times. We've all faced that. So every time I hear that, I'm like, not again, as we face these uncertain times. I wanted to think about, one of the things that came to my mind was being prepared for grief, to grieve. There's a lot of death around us and grieving going on. And, Jesus, one of the shortest verse in the Bible is Jesus wept. And he wept over the death of Lazarus. There's a whole, somehow in every funeral that I do, I always bring us back to that moment where Jesus stood in front of Lazarus' tomb, and everybody said, "Where were you? We needed you. Why weren't you here? You should have come sooner." And Scripture tells us that Jesus wept. He was moved by the death of his friend Lazarus. Well, we live in uncertain times. That's definitely true. And this is a point of real importance for all of us that are waiting for Christmas. And I've thought about this a little bit. Brother Bob Hildreth and I had a conversation about this, about the birth of Christ, the manger scene. That manger scene reminds us and points us towards grace and love. And that's the most difficult thing to find in the midst of these uncertain times, is grace and love. Because the truth is, when we are living out our lives, there are plateaus, there are valleys, and there are the mountaintops. But I've learned this about the spiritual life. Most of us live out our spiritual life in the valleys. Most of us live out our spiritual lives in the plain and ordinary living of life every single day. That's where we experience the presence of the divine. That's where we experience the presence of God. It's easy to experience, if the newscaster got on and said, during these amazing, fantastic, incredible times on the mountaintop, isn't it great? That's not where we live most of our lives. Most of the spiritual life takes place in the ordinary experiences, the uncertainty. Bob wrote the uncertainty when you just don't know what life is going to bring to you tomorrow. That uncertainty where you learn in that uncertainty to trust in God, trust in the divine. It's not about who to blame, what to blame, how to blame, but it's learning about how to trust. Think about what the real life is like. It's full of frustration. We've all had it. Irritation with others and those around us, those that don't accomplish or work at the level or the pace of what we expect. Fatigue. Sometimes you can wake up after a long weekend or a week of doing not much. Since we're back in Colorado, we've had everything closed up on us, but we wake up tired and fatigued. We wake up unsettled. We've been robbed of peace. We've been robbed of joy. We've been robbed of love. But I'm here to tell you that it's in the uncertainty of life. It's in the everyday, mundane performance of life every single day that we experience, and we can experience the love of God, the strength of God, the encouragement of God, the peace that passes all understanding, the love that is unconditional and free for all of us if we'll take it. Don't let the mundane, don't let the everyday things in life rob you of peace. Nothing. One playwright wrote, nothing discourages me, not even discouragement. I like that. Nothing discourages me, not even discouragement. We do live in uncertain times, but I'm here to tell you that in these uncertain times, you can find and experience and enjoy divine love, peace, happiness, comfort, strength, even when you think it's not there to be found. Paul wrote to the Corinthians, be of one mind. And I'm challenging all of us today to be of one mind. Not perfect, just one mind. Living in peace, living in love, living in grace. I had talked to somebody this week who did something for her job, and she was so worried that she got on this Zoom broadcast and she did a terrible job. And I just said, you know what? Give yourself some grace. When I get on these videos, I don't expect to be perfect. I'm not a movie star. Sometimes I'm just Sam Lopez, and I get on here and it's not a facade. It's who I really am. I like to watch those commercials where people are sitting there and they're dressed from the top up and they're in sweats or pajamas on the bottom. That's okay. That's what life is really like. Give yourself some grace. Learn how to live in peace, be of one mind, love one another, and live in the grace that God gives us day in and day out. And if you'll open your heart to it, it'll be there. You'll find it. It's available. During this Advent week, this is the week of hope. And this is the message that dominates Advent and this whole season. But sometimes we think hope is just for some future time or some future event, some future reward after we die. But it's much more than that. Hope is for right now, in this moment, in this place where you're at, in these uncertain times, we can find hope. So, hope is good news. Good news of what? That grace is available. It's good news that grace, transforming grace, is available now. And in that grace, we're free from fear. We're free from failure. We're free from letting somebody down. And in that grace, we can find freedom. In that grace, we can find confidence in this life. In that grace, we can find confidence to trust and to be hopeful. And more than anything else, to be compassionate. Compassionate. Be compassionate with others. Be compassionate with yourself. Give yourself some grace. So I'm calling us, challenging us to be hopeful, to be encouraged, to learn how to trust. Don't get caught up in these uncertain times. If our confidence and our faith and our trust is in God, there's no uncertain times. Because even in my valleys, even on the mountaintops, we find grace and peace and love and joy. That's all I got today. I wanted to get on here and put something out and encourage you and build you up. That's really what this is all about. It's not about time. It's not about making sure we fill up a whole 30 minutes or an hour or whatever it is. It's just getting on here and speaking our heart, speaking our passion. So those are the words that I woke up with this morning. Those are the words that spoke to my heart this morning. And I wanted you to understand that we are free to live out this new life, this day of hope. So make it your day of hope. Make it your day of encouragement. Encourage yourself. If you're sitting at home alone like I am today, or in my office most of the time, sometimes the hardest thing is just to encourage me. And I want to challenge us. You can encourage yourself. So that's my heart today, and that's really where I wanted to share my life and my heart for you and encourage you today to understand that hope is available, peace is available, grace is available. Don't watch and don't get your eyes off the uncertainty of our times. Oh my God, it's uncertain times, but we've been called to live a life that is beyond that. That's my encouragement to you today. I didn't read 1 Corinthians 13, so I'm going to do it now as I close because it really speaks to our heart. Love is large and incredibly patient. Love is gentle and consistently kind to all. It refuses to be jealous when blessings come to someone else. Yeah. It refuses to be jealous when somebody's walking the mountaintops and you're in the valley. and vice versa. Someday you'll be walking the mountaintops and they'll be walking in the valleys. But love, love isn't jealous. Love doesn't brag about one's own achievements nor inflate its own importance. You ever met somebody who loved to promote themselves? Oh my God, I've met them. That's okay. Still love them. Love is not easily irritated or quick to take offense. Love joyfully celebrates honesty and finds no delight in what is wrong. Love is the safe place of shelter. Are you living in the uncertain times? Are you discouraged? Are you down? That's what love is for. It's a safe place. It never stops believing the best for others. I think to me, that's where my calling as a pastor lies. Always believing the best in someone. I was telling one of my friends the other day, they were like talking about, well, I don't trust this person. I don't trust that person. I don't believe this person. And I said, hey, I'm a pastor. I believe everybody. I don't have any intuition. And sometimes I have to rely on people that have those intuitions because I don't. I want to believe the best of everybody. I want to believe their motives are right and everything. And I'm not going to judge them for that. And yeah, it's bit me in the butt sometimes, more than I would like. But I never stop believing the best for others. Love never takes failure as defeat, for it never gives up. Love is perfect. Love never stops loving. So I'm here to tell you today that love is the answer. Love and grace. Bob's challenging us to rest in that grace, rest in that love. And I'm using the word living. Live in that grace, live in that love. So we're in a good place. In these uncertain times, we can find love and grace. That's all we got. So anyway, I hope you have a great Thursday and you have a wonderful day. We have a YouTube channel if you want to get onto Living in Love and Grace on YouTube and subscribe to that channel. I got some emails here today. Let me get off of there, get my hand out of the picture or the thing or the lens. And so there's my email address. I posted that last time. I got some great emails from people. I also made a book offer, a used book offer on love, acceptance, and forgiveness. I've already had a couple requests for that. I'm excited about that because I want to pass that message on. And that's really where I just love that. I just hate knowing that this wonderful book is sitting in some used bookstore gathering dust and nobody even knows it exists. So I read it every year. Love, Acceptance, and Forgiveness by Jerry Cook. If you want to find it on your own, that's great. But if you can't afford it and you can't get out there and spend $15 on a book, I understand. Let me know. Send me an email and I'll send one out to you. So anyway, this is Reverend Sam with Living in Love and Grace. God bless you for everyone that's been a part of this, sharing with us, Bob, Randy, spread it out there. I put it on different places. So I love you all. Have a great day on this snowy Thursday morning from Denver, Colorado. Bye.